4 days to go until the Democratic National Convention, where officials are at with security, plus the latest on demonstration zones.
Plus, we look at the voter turnout in the state primary elections and what it could lead to for the general election in November.
And we do still have an alert day in the forecast. Lots of heavy rain falling as we speak, but when we could see some severe weather.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to News 3 Now This Morning. I'm Kyrian Lee.
And I'm Chris Stanford. That sound is the sound of rain falling on Savannah's umbrella outside.
Yes.
I didn't think that she would go back out there.
Well, who else is going to tell us about what's going on out there?
What's going on, right?
I just want the viewers at home to know that we're not forcing her to be outside.
We're not, but I mean, at least she's doing it for us. At least we're not out there.
That's what she's willing to put herself through, to show you what's actually happening outside.
I know. I have to give everyone just what to expect before heading out the door. We do have some visibility issues as we speak because of all that heavy rain that is falling. Definitely have the rain gear handy before heading out. Raincoat, rain boots, umbrella, something, if you will, before heading out the door. Madison, we're seeing those heavy showers track through all of Dane County pretty much, except far eastern Dane County right now. So Deerfield and then also in Jefferson County, relatively speaking, dry right now, but everyone else seeing some pretty heavy showers. Spotty up near La Crosse and the Dells, but also pretty widespread in Greene and Rock counties. We are going to potentially see strong to severe thunderstorms move in later in the day, where all modes of severe weather would be possible, but really hitting on that heavy rain, wind, and hail threat. An isolated tornado or two cannot be ruled out. Better chances are going to be south of even Janesville. The latest outlook did push areas south of that, ahead of the cold front, basically, where the better chances are going to kind of remain. That's mainly the evening hours I think we're really going to have to focus on. I'll talk more about that, how you can stay safe and show future track hour by hour. We'll time it out coming up.
Savannah, thank you so much for braving the rain out there. We'll check back in just a little bit. But you can stay on top of the alert day conditions by downloading the First Warn Weather app. You can get that in your app store. Now we start with continuing coverage of the state's embattled youth prison. Governor Tony Evers says he will not ask a federal judge to change policy on the use of pepper spray and similar tools at Lincoln Hills. Lincoln Hills is the youth prison in northern Wisconsin where a counselor died in June after being assaulted by an inmate. Correctional officers at the youth prison are now limited in their use of pepper spray and similar restraints due to a settlement in federal court. Republicans in the state legislature had pushed for changes in the settlement, but Governor Evers declined. We'll have more details about these new developments in our next half hour.
4 days away now from the Democratic National Convention in Chicago, and security for the four-day event is starting to take shape. The fencing around the security perimeter is going up. The new measures are expected to greatly affect traffic in and around the areas. But once that perimeter is in place, no people or vehicles will be allowed inside without proper clearance. Security will go into effect this weekend.
It's going to look and feel a whole lot different. One mistake, one bad apple can really ruin the image of the city. So I think it's going to be very tightly supervised.
Meanwhile, protesters are expected to march on the DNC. A U.S. district judge recently ruled that the city does not have to change its route that it offered up to demonstrators. They had hoped to be closer to the United Center and to have a longer route for the number of people expected to take part. Next week, News 3 Now will be in Chicago for the Democratic National Convention, like we were for the Republican National Convention in Milwaukee. We're going to have team coverage throughout all 4 days. That includes our morning newscasts again, so make sure to tune in from August 19th through the 22nd.
Local elected officials and voters are taking note of the especially high turnout for the August primary. Madison turnout was higher for a primary than it has been in at least 40 years, with 45% of voters casting their ballots. UW-Madison professor Mike Wagner says it's a combination of circumstances. These circumstances include the upcoming presidential election, competitive congressional races, and the constitutional referendums. Wagner says Wisconsin voters are locked in.
They are enthusiastic about this election and they see a great deal at stake. They saw that in the primary in terms of the constitutional amendments that they roundly voted down. They saw that in terms of an opportunity to vote for local offices.
Wagner says grassroots efforts are paying off here in Madison. Several groups heavily invested into advertising related to those amendment questions. And those questions were the only issues on every ballot in the state for every party. In total, over 1 million voters made their voices heard on those questions.
All right, let's take a look at the trends now. So what could the high turnout in the primary mean for the general election in November? I want you to take a look at these numbers on your screen. These are the differences in turnout percentages between primary and general elections over the last 6 years. This is across all of the state, not just Madison. So take a look at 2022. Just a quarter of voters turned out for primaries, while 57% did so for the general election. That's a difference of 32%. In 2020, which of course was the last presidential election year, the difference was 36%. And 2 years prior to that, there was a 37% gap. So a real trend here. Again, turnout at this week's primaries across Madison was 45%.
And new this morning, a resource for mental health support. As we head back to school this season, parents and teens have a new tool available to help with anxiety.
Several counties are partnering up with Credible Minds to provide mental health resources to residents. Our Michelle Renee Quinn is here now. She spoke with Rock County's public health strategist. Michelle Renee, tell us what Credible Mind is and how it all works.
Yeah, so Credible Mind is a tool that people can use to learn more about mental health. Rock, Sauk, Door, and Langlade counties each have their own version of Credible Mind with respective local resources. Now, this is a free tool that is accessible 24/7, and anyone who needs it is available for them. It includes information on topics such as anxiety, stress, burnout, depression, workplace wellness, and more. And users can take different assessments to help understand what resources will aid them the best. The site provides a variety of types of support for different learning styles as well. Since the program launched in May, there have been nearly 1,500 users. So stick around for the next half hour and you'll hear from a public health strategist.
Sounds like a plan. Michelle Renee, thank you.
Savannah, what's coming up?
Guys, we still have an alert day in the forecast and a busy radar already, not with severe storms, but just lots of heavy rain. We'll talk about when we could see severe weather. That's coming up.
Also ahead, Wisconsin football now has a starting quarterback. Find out who's going to line up under center in sports.
And it may be a rainy morning in McFarland this morning, but we are getting a preview of the Capital Area Pickleball Association's second annual tournament. We're taking some cover from the courts, but we're going to have more on this fun coming up live in the 608.
You're watching News 3 Now this morning, brought to you by Toyota.
It's Toyota's national sales event. Swipe into end of summer fun with an exciting new Toyota. Whether you're paddle boarding in a RAV4, mountain biking in a Tacoma, or tubing with your best friends in a Camry, you'll find plenty to post about all summer long.
Right now, during Toyota's national sales event, you can lease a new Tacoma for $349 a month, or get 2.99% APR for 60 months on a new Tundra.
Come in today. Ooh, like
Toyota, let's go places.
Right now with Papa Murphy's, we've got a great deal.
Which means I make more great pizza.
Get select large thin crust pizzas for $8.99. Papa Murphy's. We make great pizza so you can make the pizza great.
Such a great deal.
$8.99. That is a great deal.
Are you ready to make junk disappear?
I am so looking forward to this.
We make junk disappear. All you have to do is point. Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK or visit 1-800-GOTJUNK.com. We'll be there before you hang up the phone.
I became a nurse to make lives better. Today, that's hard to do because of the open border. I've seen firsthand the damage that Kamala Harris caused as our country's borders are. Hospitals everywhere are overwhelmed, and American patients are paying the price. My patients are covering the healthcare costs for people here illegally while their own care is jeopardized. Kamala Harris is weak and dangerous.
Preserve America PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
It takes a rebel to make something beautiful. Beauty takes courage. It's an act of joy. So resist the ordinary and embrace the wow at Floor & Decor.
Everyone deserves the fastest, most reliable internet speeds, regardless of where they live. That's why Spectrum offers the fastest speeds in more neighborhoods than any other provider.
Switch to Spectrum Internet for only $49.99 a month. Call 1-833-376-4999.
With Spectrum Internet, you can power all of your devices to enjoy streaming, video chatting, and gaming. I rely on Spectrum Internet. You should too. Call now.
Experience, knowledge, results. That's what really matters when you need help after a serious truck accident. You'll need a lawyer experienced in fighting and winning for people just like you. Gruber Law Offices has the resources, strong track record of success, and a team of experienced lawyers to take care of your needs. We've successfully helped people injured in big truck accidents for more than 35 years. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Hansen's windows, roofing, siding, gutters, bathtubs, and showers are guaranteed. Get 50% off installation or enjoy no interest and no payments for 1 year.
Call 1-800-HANSENS. Get it done.
You're watching News 3 Now this morning. Moving forward.
We're back here at 6:10, taking an inside look at the Capital Area Pickleball Association, or CAPA. Kappa? The Capital Area Pickleball Association? Kappa?
I guess that's what we'll find out here in a minute. We're from Josh Brown live in McFarland with more about their second annual tournament about to get underway this week. You guys are dodging the rain right now.
Rain or shine, huh?
Whoa.
Hey, good morning, guys. Hey, Stanford, you got it right. It's Kappa Cup. That's what they're going to be competing for this weekend. And yeah, you could say it's raining just a little bit here in McFarland, so we're taking cover under a nice little pavilion here at William McFarland Park. The pickleball courts are right behind us, but we have a group of folks out here getting a nice little volley going on here. We're staying nice and dry, learning a little bit more about Kappa. That's the Capital Area Pickleball Association. We have the president joining us this morning, Kevin McPherson. Kevin, good morning to you.
Thanks, Josh.
So you guys play, obviously, rain or shine. It's raining a little bit too much for us to be out on the courts this morning.
Exactly. You can play pickleball a lot of places, but on wet courts is not a good idea.
Not a great idea, but you guys are gearing up, you're warming up, because this is such a big weekend for your organization.
You're right. We've got the Baird Kappa Cup Tournament, our second annual, and it's here in McFarland, Friday through Sunday. We're going to have over 250 players, and we hope folks will come out and watch some great pickleball action.
So Kappa's been around for quite a few years, and you guys are seeing like a huge spike in numbers.
We have. It tracks the growth in pickleball, which is the fastest growing sport in the country for the past 5 years. We started Kappa in 2016 with roughly 100 members, and now we've got 1,300 members here in Dane County.
You know, when you think about just the growth that you guys have seen even with your organization, that's got to be pretty cool to see that we have that many local folks that are this interested.
Oh yeah, if you love pickleball, join Kappa. We probably have 10% of the active pickleball players in the county. So there's a lot more pickleball players than there are Kappa members, but we're welcoming more members all the time, and it's a great way to up your skills and meet fellow pickleballers in your own community.
It's a good camaraderie, right? Like even in here this morning, it's just a good time, and it doesn't take a ton of work too. It's something that anybody can do.
Yeah, that's for sure. And not everybody's like you up active at 6 a.m. in the morning, but pickleball's the kind of cause where we can get members out in the rain to tell the story of pickleball in Dane County.
So this is the second annual Kappa Cup that you guys have going on this week. How much have you seen just in interest with this Kappa Cup?
Well, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention Baird is our title sponsor for the Baird Kappa Cup, and the tournaments bring together our whole community. We don't focus on the competition as much as we focus on the fun and maximizing the amount of pickleball for our members. But it's our biggest event of the year, and year 2 is bigger than year 1. So that's what we're hoping for.
I love it. All right, so all the events starting here tomorrow at William McFarland Park.
Yes, weather permitting. We'll be starting at 8 a.m. tomorrow morning, and play will go Friday, Saturday, and Sunday from 8 a.m. till 8:30 p.m.
So if people are interested, come on out and see what it's all about.
Come on out. We'll have spectator seats set up close to the courts. We'll have a concession stand operating, and a little bit of fun and games, too.
I love it. All right, well, Kevin, thank you so much for your time, and I'm happy we're staying dry this morning.
Yes, sounds great.
If you'd like to learn more about the Capital Area Pickleball Association or the Baird Cup happening this weekend, you can go to the story on channel3000.com. Look at this group of folks in the 608 making the most out of a rainy morning.
Let's hear it.
We were joking because, you know, it's been dry for many days, and of course the one time we want to get out on the pickleball court, guys, it's pouring rain here in McFarland, but we are always making the most of it here in Wisconsin.
Yes, Josh, you'll have to get out there and play.
Oh, plan on it. I plan on it.
They got some beautiful courts there in McFarland. Tell the folks there that showed up on a rainy Thursday morning hi for us, will ya?
I'll do that.
Thanks, Josh. Talk to you soon. Josh is always looking for inspiration to share with you folks at home. You got a good story. He'll show up, rain or shine.
And speaking of the rain, meteorologist Savannah Brito, she's in here staying dry right now, but she is going to tell us what's going on the radar.
Yeah, guys, it's still falling pretty good as far as the heavy rain goes across Dane County. They are becoming a little bit more scattered, but as far as Wisconsin, that stretch of the showers all the way down to Janesville, those are pretty widespread still, especially across Dane County, Cross Plains, Fitchburg, Belleville, Cottage Grove, north of Stoughton, and southwest of Sun Prairie. Those areas are pretty much seeing all the heaviest of the rain early this morning. Strong to severe thunderstorms are possible. Not this morning, not focusing on that. Really this evening, late afternoon into the evening, and even the early nighttime hours, all modes of severe weather would be possible. Really hitting on that heavy rain that we're going to see, already seeing that this morning. And then later in the day, that hail and also wind threat isolated. A few isolated tornadoes cannot be ruled out. That's later this evening. I think the best chance, though, is going to be Janesville and south. So the latest outlook from the Storm Prediction Center did shift that a little further south. It'll depend on a couple things. We do still have several severe weather ingredients needed to support those stronger storms that we could see later in the day to even severe, but it will depend on that morning round of showers and thunderstorms. If we see dry time, I do think we will. If we do see heating buildup, only forecasting a high of 76, but with the right amount of just other atmospheric ingredients, like we see the moisture levels and stability and also wind shear, those are kind of across southern Wisconsin and then also northern Illinois. So those are in place. So even though we're only going to forecast a high in the mid-70s, we have a lot of moisture, and those dew points could lead to instability pretty much building pretty quickly. The cap, though, may limit those evening storms, so that's a layer of warmer air in the atmosphere. If those storms hit it and can't go past it, then that would limit the severe thunderstorm threat. But if they are able, if they're kind of stronger or even severe level criteria, and they are able to kind of get that push of energy and go through that warmer level, that would actually kind of help those severe thunderstorms we could see later in the day. So this morning, still going to see heavy showers for the next hour or two. Dry time, maybe a couple of stray showers through the afternoon. I don't think we'll see any severe weather during that time frame. Later this evening, late afternoon, early evening, say between 6 and 7, I think that's mainly going to form west of here and then make its way through Madison, pushing about 7:30, 8:30, and then out of here, but still Waukesha, Milwaukee, those areas east of Madison could still see those showers and storms lingering into about 11 p.m., maybe as late as midnight. Moving out of here, but still tracking some showers into Friday morning and potentially even Saturday behind the low pressure system. Areas south of Janesville, again, that slight color, that's where the best ultimate chance of severe weather is, but all of southern Wisconsin is included in that level 1 out of 5 for better chances. Still have to watch for that. Areas could exceed 2 to even 3 inches of rain, so pretty heavy rain, really focusing on areas towards the border for best chance of rain and also severe weather. That's where the heavier chances for rain are going to be. We still could see about inch and a half in Madison. Turns very breezy behind this low into tomorrow.
Oh, they said this question was coming. We have named Tyler Van Dyke our starter.
And that's how the news broke to the outside world. Tyler Van Dyke is officially QB1 for Wisconsin. He found out on Sunday in Platteville, and if you were paying attention, the last couple of practices, TVD started to separate himself from Braden Locke. And after earning the job, you could sense a little relief from the Miami transfer. But he also knows the job's not done. Now it's time to prove he's the guy that can take the Badgers to that next level.
Yeah, it means a lot. It means the coaches believe in me. It means the players believe in me, and I'm just glad they gave me this opportunity to, get some revenge for myself and bring some greatness to Wisconsin.
The decision-making part of it is good. The big arm is really a bonus for us, and his mobility is a bonus. So the three things you would hope to have in a quarterback we have right now.
Well, speaking of TVD, Wisconsin's newly named starter was named to the Johnny Unitas Golden Arm Award watch list, which is given to the top college quarterback. Van Dyke threw for 2,703 yards and 19 touchdowns last season at Miami. It's been a heck of a season for the Madison Mallards. First, they got to 50 wins, then won the second half and clinched a spot in the playoffs. Now they're one win away from playing for a Northwoods League title. Standing in their way, the Kalamazoo Growlers. No, Charlie Marion, not worried about it. He went 2 for 3 at the plate with both of his hits solo bombs. But both of those hits were the only ones the Mallards had all game. Their season comes to an end, 3-2, the final. Game 3 of 4 between the Brewers and Dodgers. Crew looking for their first win in the series, and they battled. Down by as many as 3, but stormed back. Jack Centurio sends a little blooper into the outfield, and it will score Joey Ortiz. That gives the Crew a 5-4 lead in the 7th. They'd hold on for the win. Brewers win it. 5-4 is your final. And that's it for Morning Sports. Have a great day.
And still ahead, we'll talk to the writer of one of this month's feature stories in Madison Magazine.
And coming up in our next half hour, realtors across the country are about to see some changes to how they do business, how it's going to shake up the real estate industry. That's coming up.
News 3 Now Democratic National Convention coverage starts Monday.
Shopping online for a Purple mattress? We get it. With Purple's unique Gel Flex grid and multiple foam layers, you'll experience effortless sleep that's motion adaptive, temperature balanced, pressure relieving, and ultra supportive. But which Purple mattress is right for you? Come to Denver Mattress and test for yourself. During Purple's Labor Day sale, save up to $1,000 on mattress and base bundles and get an instant gift. Shop Purple at Denver Mattress, the easiest way to find your perfect Purple.
Arby's is full of choices. Quick, you can get your favorite stuff. 3 for $5. Incredible value for a limited time. Reach in and eat whatever you grab. Arby's, we have the meats.
Shop from the largest selection of Chevy trucks and SUVs in Wisconsin at Bergstrom Chevrolet. All with Bergstrom's negotiation-free upfront pricing, including our exclusive 7-day price protection and money-back guarantees. Stop in or shop and purchase at BergstromChevrolet.com.
News 3 Now, in partnership with the Boys and Girls Club, is collecting school supplies for area students, and we need your help. Drop off school supplies at any of our Dane County locations from now until August 16th, or make a monetary donation at channel3000.com. Thank you for helping hundreds of youth by making a generous donation to the News 3 Now Back to School Supply Drive. Sponsored by Metcalf's Market, Lamer's Bus Line, and Midwest Financial Group.
Champion's Big Window Sale is back.
Do you have ugly, hard-to-open, drafty windows? Now is the best time to buy new Champion windows, because when you buy 2, you get 2 free. Buy 2 Champion windows, get 2 free? I guess that means if you buy 4, you get 4 free. Buy 6, get 6 free. Buy 10, get 10 free.
Hurry, Champion's Buy 2, Get 2 free sale is for a limited time.
Great job, everybody. Thanks.
Call 888-4CHAMPION or schedule your free in-home estimate online today.
We know the fentanyl coming from Mexico and China is a threat here in Wisconsin.
It's why Tammy Baldwin is working to stop it.
And Tammy passed the bipartisan Fend Off Fentanyl Act
that takes on the Mexican cartels and the fentanyl coming from China.
And Tammy Baldwin voted 32 times to strengthen our border.
32 times to increase border patrols.
And technology to keep illegal drugs out. Because Senator Baldwin knows
keeping us safe is her first priority.
Tell Tammy Baldwin to keep securing our borders.
Looking to buy or sell? Call Tommy Van Ness Realty, First Weber's #1 team, dedicated to making your real estate dreams a reality.
At Tommy Van Ness Realty, we understand that buying or selling a home is more than just a transaction. It's about finding the perfect match for your lifestyle.
Trust Tommy Van Ness Realty for all of your real estate needs.
Why settle for less? Call Tommy Van Ness.
Welcome back. This month's Madison Magazine has a fascinating feature story that impacts so many of us. It's called Our Lakes Aren't Getting Any Cleaner.
And the writer Bill Graff is here to talk to us about what he learned. Here's the cover. Yeah, it's something that does impact so many of us, Bill. So you write in the article that serious issues have turned one of Madison's greatest assets into an eyesore. So when you started digging into some of these issues, what surprised you the most? What struck you when you started your reporting?
Well, I've
lived in the Madison area for almost 50 years, since I came to the university to go to school in the 1970s, and I have always heard this this phrase that Madison's lakes are the most studied lakes in the world, because we have this Department of Limnology, Center for Limnology at the UW, and they've done research for decades into this. And yet we have algae blooms, and we have weeds entangling boat propellers and swimmers and things like that. So why aren't the most studied lakes in the world the cleanest lakes in the world? And what I found out was interesting, not only talking to limnologists who study inland waterways like lakes and rivers, but also from people in the College of Agriculture and others about the history of what's been learned over the years. There are a lot of things going on that are positive, and there are also people who say, yes, but we can't lull ourselves into a everything's fine sense of complacency without making some really big changes, and that's some of what we lay out in the story.
Absolutely. So what can our viewers at home do to help our lakes?
So that's a great question, and I posed that to one of the limnology professors, and asking a scientist, I'd kind of expected to get a science-based answer to this. And I did, but it was political science. Steve Carpenter, the emeritus director of the Center for Limnology, said that what people can do that will make the biggest impact is to vote for candidates who will enact policies, pass laws, fund programs that will make those kinds of changes that will have an effect on the clean lakes.
Well, it's a fascinating read. I encourage everyone out there to pick up the latest edition of Madison Magazine and give it a read, because there is a lot at stake here, and it's something that impacts us all. Bill, we appreciate your time this morning.
Thank you so much.
We're back right after this.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
A little help here?
Keep it down. The noise is making them angry.
Right now, buy one window and you'll get one free. Plus, no interest until 2026.
Call 866 for Feldco.
I'm Tammy Baldwin. I approve this message.
I'm the proud son of a single mom.
My mom worked nights to provide for us.
My mom worked 80 hours a week.
But Eric Hovde thinks if you have a single mom, you're going to be poor or a drug addict?
That is a direct path to a life of poverty. It leads to higher drug rates.
That just shows Eric Hovde is ignorant.
Come on, I'm successful today because of my mom.
I learned my work ethic from my mom, my single mom.
What is wrong with this guy?
I'm so happy. I just put this dress on that I haven't worn in over 10 years.
This summer, feel confident from head to toe with Sono Bello Permanent Fat Removal, and get summer body ready in just one visit.
I saw the results immediately. It's the best I have felt since I was in my 20s.
My waist is tiny. I'm very, very happy.
I'm nearly 50, y'all, and my abs haven't been this flat since before I had kids.
For a limited time, take advantage of Sono Bello's biggest sale of the year. Sono Bello's board-certified surgeons use micro-laser technology to safely target and remove your diet-resistant fat cells for good on your stomach, hips and thighs, back, and so much more.
It will change your life. It did for me.
I can't wait till the summertime hit. Hot Mom Summer, here I come.
Call 1-800-905-6520 now, or go to sonobello.com to claim special pricing.
Taking the time to savor Thomas's crunchy yet soft bagels.
Thanks, Tom.
It's Tom, actually.
Right, Tom.
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 You doing that on purpose?
Tam.
Tam.
How have we got to Tam? Huzzah! A toast to breakfast.
After my son was born, I was having a hard time leaving him, only being able to see him once before going to work and then once before bed. That's just not enough time.
At my old job, my entire check went to daycare to pay to be away from my child. We bring our kids with us in the mornings and they ride with us on our routes and then they go to school.
I'm on a route where I'm the one dropping my kids off at school. It's been phenomenal.
Being able to bring them with me has been really great for our family.
Big trucks can be intimidating, and so can their insurance companies. After a serious truck crash, you need a team on your side who knows how to handle trucking cases and who gets results. You need Gruber Law Offices. We know truck law, we know the rules and regulations, and we'll hold the insurance companies accountable. And there's never a fee until we win. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Right now, why the governor is coming out against certain changes to the rules at Wisconsin's only youth prison.
And looking for a new home, a new report out. You should keep an eye on this morning.
Also, we still have an alert day in the forecast and some heavy rain still tracking through the area right now, but when you can anticipate maybe some severe storms.
Good Thursday morning, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to News 3 Now this morning. I'm Chris Stanford.
And I'm Kyrian Lee. Thanks for waking up with us. Make sure you're prepared as you head out the door this morning. Not so dry for our viewers out there.
Yeah, some really heavy downpours coming through the Madison area this morning. Josh Breider is in McFarland for the Kappa Cup, the pickleball tournament that's going on, and they were just getting dumped on.
Yes.
So some heavy spots out there that we need to keep an eye on. Savannah Burrito's out on the patio. Again, you're out there standing in the middle of it. To give our viewers a sense of what they can expect. Hey there.
Yeah, guys. Hey, I do still think you should keep the umbrella handy or raincoat before heading out. Temperatures are falling with that rain moving in and some visibility issues because of the heavy rain that's also continuing to fall. Madison and Dane County, those areas, Janesville, Beloit, also Watertown, areas just east of the Dells. All of those places I just named, seeing some pretty heavy showers this morning. No severe weather anticipated. Probably not even going to see lightning or hear thunder, but later in the day, strong to severe thunderstorms are possible. Pretty much all across southern Wisconsin, the best chance south of Janesville, where all modes of severe weather would be possible. The evening is going to be the main hours to look for. I'll show what future track could look like and also talk about what could hinder some of these severe storms from developing. That's all coming up a little later.
Savannah, thank you so much. And our First Warn weather team will be tracking the storms all day long. You can receive updates directly to your phone about what's coming to your area with the free First Warn weather app. Just search WISC Weather in your app store.
We do have some breaking news from overnight from the White House. The Biden administration says it has struck deals for 10 of Medicare's most popular and expensive drugs that cost $50 billion a year.
White House officials haven't shared many details about the new prices older Americans will have to pay, but we do know the new prices will impact drugs used to manage diabetes, blood cancers, and prevent heart failure and blood clots. We're expecting to get the final drug prices from the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services later today.
Now to our continuing coverage of the Lincoln Hills Copper Lake schools.
Governor Tony Evers is urging a federal judge not to make changes to the state's only youth prison. Now, this comes after the killing of Corey Prue, a counselor at Lincoln Hills. Right now, correctional officers are not allowed to use pepper spray on imprisoned children. The use of confinement and handcuffs are also limited. Earlier yesterday, the GOP called on Evers to demand changes. Now, this comes less than 2 months after prosecutors filed charges against a 16-year-old in the prison for allegedly killing Prue. It wasn't the first incident of violence at the prison. For years, the facilities have been plagued by allegations of abuse by staff, violence from imprisoned children, and more. Those allegations led to a consent decree that put limits on what staff could and couldn't do. Evers says Republicans' request ignores that history. Later on News 3 Now, our Braden Ross will dive deeper into the issues at Lincoln Hills Copper Lake. Her investigative reports air at News 3 Now at 6 and 10. You'll be able to find her report on channel3000.com, and we'll also have a recap of the findings tomorrow on News 3 Now this morning.
A man accused of threatening a group of UW-Madison students is now charged with hate crimes. Court records show last fall, 20-year-old Lucas Nowak and another man barged into a classroom where a group of students were studying. Police say that Nowak approached a student, asked if she was Saudi Arabian, then threatened to kill her. Both men allegedly made racist comments toward students as well. On his way out, a student said that Nowak spit on the classroom door. Nowak is charged with 1 count of making terrorist threats, another for disorderly conduct using a dangerous weapon, and 2 counts of disorderly conduct. Each charge does carry a hate crime enhancer. Right now, Nowak is out of jail on bond. He is banned from UW campus. He has a status conference scheduled for tomorrow afternoon in Dane County Court.
A Wisconsin blood center is urging people to donate as their supply reaches low quantities. Varsity Blood Center says donations are way down after more than 3,000 appointments were missed, unfilled, or canceled in June. For some types of blood, the center says it has less than a day's worth of availability. This information comes after the American Red Cross declared an emergency blood shortage, with its inventory plummeting 25% in July. But here's how you can help. You can make an appointment with Varsity Blood Center at varsity.org. You can also sign up by calling 1-877-BE-HERO. Donating takes about an hour. Anyone who's 16 and older, in good health, and meets eligibility requirements can give.
The World Health Organization says the upsurge of Mpox in the Democratic Republic of Congo and other countries constitutes a public health emergency. Formerly known as monkeypox, Mpox is transferred from infected animals to people through close contact. Even though the current outbreak is in African countries, the CDC is still encouraging gay and bisexual men to get vaccinated. You should also know the symptoms: fever, low energy, rash, and back pain. You can find locations offering vaccines at the CDC's website.
Looking ahead, new rules going into effect this Saturday will overhaul how real estate agents get paid. Historically, an agent charges a seller's fee for about 5 to 6% of a home's price. That puts sellers on the hook for an added cost. Some experts say that inflated home prices. A series of lawsuits allege this practice violated antitrust laws. Now sellers won't be expected to make commission offers to buyers' agents. That could lower overall home prices. As part of a more than $400 million settlement, the National Association of Realtors agreed to other changes. Agents' compensation cannot be included in multiple listing services, and agents will have to discuss their compensation up front. They will now have to enter a written agreement with prospective buyers before touring property together. The purpose is to keep buyers informed about their responsibilities if sellers don't cover the cost.
People considering buying a home should take a look at a new report on mortgage rates out today. Yesterday's news of cooling inflation means the Fed is likely to cut interest rates at its next meeting. Such cuts often lower mortgage rates. Analysts predicting that we'll see that 6 months to a year from now. Even the anticipation of such cuts, though, could lower mortgage rates, bringing lower home and rent prices. The Fed's next meeting is just over a month from now.
Before kids head back to school, parents will be taking them to see their pediatrician for yearly checkups.
Doctors are encouraging you not to forget about another separate appointment, though, for your kids. An eye exam. Research shows the kids who have refractive errors fixed with glasses perform better on standardized tests. And with more kids spending time on devices, eye strain and fatigue are up. School vision screenings aren't always enough to catch other issues, too, like lazy eye. And without an official eye exam, some conditions could be misdiagnosed as ADHD or dyslexia.
Health officials say it's not just physical health parents should be monitoring, though.
Yeah, as you get your kids ready to go back to school, there's a new tool available to help with anxiety. Several counties are partnering up with Credible Mind to provide mental health resources to folks. Our Michelle Renee Quinn has been looking into the program, talking with those a part of it, and is here to tell us what she found out. Hi there.
Good morning, Chris and Kyrion. Credible Mind is a tool that people can use to learn more about mental health. Now, Rock, Sauk, Door, and Langlade counties each have their own version of Credible Mind with respective local resources. So this is a free tool that is accessible 24/7. Information on topics such as anxiety, stress, burnout, depression, workplace wellness, and more are provided. Rock County Public Health Strategist Sherry Faber says this platform can be beneficial to anyone.
Mental health affects everyone, and everyone can benefit from building their mental health up and learning skills to cope and all those things. And so we feel like this is a resource for anyone.
Users are able to take an assessment to help direct them to resources specific to their needs, or they can use a search bar and look for a specific topic that they're interested in, such as back to school or resilience. The site provides a variety of types of support for different learning styles as well.
If you were looking for things to read, there's different recommendations for articles. If you prefer podcasts, if you prefer videos, if you prefer book recommendations, there's all kinds of resources on there. So it really fits with different learning styles.
Users also have the option to create an account and track their progress, and all personal information is guaranteed confidential. So since the program launched in May, there have been nearly 1,500 users.
Wow.
Sounds like it's off to a good start.
So can you tell us about the type of assessments that these children or parents or teens will be going through?
Yeah, so there's a general mental health assessment just to kind of see where you land. But then I was also just looking at the website, and there's some is your mind full or are you mindful? And so there are different types of assessments like that. And they know that it can be stressful when you have to take a test. So there are different length of tests. You can do a 3-minute one, a 10-minute one, whatever you have the time and capacity for at that moment.
Yeah, stressful parents out there right now with back to school going on, trying to get everything straight before the school year starts. They might be able to use something like this. Thanks for letting us know about it.
Absolutely.
All right, hey, a reminder here, our big back to school supply drive is still underway. You've just got today and tomorrow to donate. So all those school supplies can be dropped off at any Boys and Girls Club of Dane County location or at our station here on Raymond Road. You can make a monetary donation. There's the Amazon wish list. There's so many ways to donate. You really have no excuse. So help us, help the kids in Dane County. Have a great back to school. More information at channel3000.com. Remember, that drive ends tomorrow morning.
Time now 6:40. Savannah, what's coming up?
So tracking an alert day out there for later this evening. We'll have those details coming up.
And speaking of that alert day, it's a rainy morning here in McFarland, but we're making the most of it. We're hanging out with the Capital Area Pickleball Association ahead of their second annual Baird Kappa Cup happening this weekend. And they're going to teach me a thing or two coming up next live in the 608. Stay tuned.
A1 Furniture and Mattress is closing their giant showroom, and that means the best prices ever. Everything must go. Over $1 million in inventory must be sold. Name brands at huge discounts for every room. Store closing sale on now at A1 Furniture and Mattress.
I'm Eric Hovde, and I approve this message.
There's a side of Eric Hovde you might not know. In his 20s, he was diagnosed with MS, and in that moment, his life and priorities changed. Eric started Hovde Homes. Hovde Homes rescue abandoned children from sex trafficking and slavery. For children who never experienced real love, Hovde Homes offer the love, care, and support they need to heal. MS changed Eric's life, and thousands of children are alive today because of it.
Certain this is gonna work?
Nothing to it.
For Imprint certain?
Certainty matters. 4imprint is your home for promo gear to wow clients and inspire your team. Check out 4imprint.com.
4imprint, for certain.
Right now with Papa Murphy's, we've got a great deal.
Which means I make more great pizza.
Get select large thin crust pizzas for $8.99. Papa Murphy's. We make great pizza so you can make the pizza great.
Such a great deal.
$8.99. That is a great deal.
Get an 11% rebate on your entire project at Menards. Vented aluminum soffit helps keep your attic cool and adds the perfect accent to your home's exterior. Pre-finished panels are stocked in white, brown, and black, ready to take home today. Complete your project with new gutters. They're essential for protecting your foundation and help keep your basement dry. Stocked in 3 colors for only $10.99 each after 11% rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
She grew up in a middle-class home. She was the daughter of a working mom, and she worked at McDonald's while she got her degree. Kamala Harris knows what it's like to be middle class. It's why she's determined to lower healthcare costs and make housing more affordable. Donald Trump has no plan to help the middle class, just more tax cuts for billionaires. Being president is about who you fight for, and she's fighting for people like you.
I'm Kamala Harris, and I approve this message.
A1 Furniture and Mattress is closing their giant showroom, and that means the best prices ever. Everything must go. Over $1 million in inventory must be sold. Name brands at huge discounts for every room. Store closing sale on now at A1 Furniture and Mattress.
Tonight at 6, a juvenile detention facility in crisis, assaults, investigations, and now, tragedy. News 3 Now's Braden Ross uncovers the harrowing truth from inside the Lincoln Hills Youth Prison. 2 former guards share their experiences, the danger, and why they weren't surprised a guard was killed.
It was just a matter of time for it to happen.
What led to this breaking point? Braden Ross investigates. Lincoln Hills Juvenile Detention Center, a system in crisis. Tonight at 6. You're watching News 3 Now this morning. Moving forward.
6:43 on your Thursday. Taking a look at what's going on in the 608. We have an inside look at the Capital Area Pickleball Association, or CAPA.
Josh Breider is live in McFarland with more about their second annual tournament about to get underway this week. Josh, good morning.
Hey, good morning to you guys. So we're taking cover underneath the pavilion here at William McFarland Park this morning. And you guys know I rave about lead photographer Mark Schilling a lot. He had a portable pickleball net in the news car that these folks set up here within the last 20 minutes just so we could play some pickleball this morning. And how diehard they were, they went and measured out the courts. We have painter's tape out here on the court. So we are in regulation indoors. We're taking cover from the rain because we are excited for the Kappa Cup happening this weekend. The president of Kappa, Kevin McPherson, joining us. Kevin, good morning to you.
Good morning, Jack.
I mean, I knew pickleball was a fun sport, but you guys obviously really enjoy it.
Yeah, I think we've created the first indoor court in the town of McFarland.
This is so awesome. So Kappa started back in 2016. It's been going strong for many years now. You guys are seeing such a spike in numbers.
Yeah, the whole sport is seeing a spike in numbers, and that's reflected in our membership. We're up to 1,300 plus members and looking for more people to join all the time. And yeah, pickleball is a sport for everybody.
And you guys have the Kappa Cup happening this weekend. What's that all about? This is the second year for that.
It is, and it's the Baird Kappa Cup. They're a great sponsor for us. The Kappa Cup is a 3-day tournament for our members only. We've got 250 folks signed up to play, and room for spectators. We'll be playing from 8 a.m. till 9 p.m. every night.
And this is all for a good cause, too. You guys are always about giving back in the community, which is so wonderful.
It is. All the net proceeds of the event will be donated to the Boys and Girls Club of the county.
I love that.
And they're also adding pickleball to some of their activities for the kids.
So truly, obviously, this is something that you can do from any age, like the kids you mentioned, all the way up into retired life. You see all sorts of people that play.
Yeah, it's famously a sport where there's no reason grandparents can't play with their grandkids on an equal basis. Sometimes the grandkids win, sometimes the grandparents win, and that's one of the fun things about pickleball.
So I've played pickleball just a few times in my life, and you guys are going to hit the ball to me here in a little bit, but you know, why is this such a sport that anybody can play?
I think it's because it's so accessible. The cost of a paddle is very low, and public courts are everywhere. We've got over 100 public courts in the county, so you can grab a paddle and get out there. It's also super easy to learn. It takes less than 30 minutes to learn. Everybody has fun the first time they go out, and by my experience, the first 10 or 20 times you play, you're getting better every single time you're out there.
Well, we're going to see how I am, so I'm going to run around to the other side of the net. Kevin, tell us, what is dinking? That's what you guys are doing.
All right, dinking is an important part of pickleball. They are soft shots over the net that your opponent cannot attack. So you'll see that ball is bouncing in front of what we call the kitchen line. In pickleball, you can't volley or hit the ball out of the air if you're inside 7 feet from the net. So instead, you often hit soft shots just over the net that your opponent can't do much with, can't attack, and you wait for a ball that's popped up that you can drive. So dinking is a great way to start out and learn the sport. You can tell Josh has been out there before. His
this is
dink
pretty
looks
up
solid.
close and
Let's see some
personal.
backhand
You're really
dinks,
close.
Josh.
Oh,
Let's see you try
backhand. Oh, boy,
backhand.
you're asking a lot
The
now.
forehand was there. Oh, there we go. There we go.
Well, Kevin, thank you so much. I want to appreciate all these guys for making the most of a rainy morning here in McFarland. If you'd like to learn more about the Baird Kappa Cup or Kappa in general, you can go to the story up on channel3000.com. Boy, Chris and Kyrie on there making me work for my money this morning in the 608. We're having a lot of fun here, and I can't wait to see just how much this grows here in the future. This is a lot of fun.
Oh, it's just blown up so much in Dane County over the years. It's been really exciting to see. It's a beautiful facility there in McFarland. I will have to say, Josh, for what you lack in baseball or softball skill, you make up for in pickleball skill.
Yes, he's killing it out there.
Viewers at home
I am sporty in some ways, guys. I can do this pretty good.
Thanks, Josh.
Let's check in now with Savannah Brito, who's here now with your firstborn weather. What's the radar looking like right now?
Yeah, you can see there's still an active radar, but these showers moving out and east of Madison, so not as widespread as what we had about a half an hour ago. We had those downpours, not necessarily seeing as heavy of rain. Nothing severe this morning. We will track some more morning rain through about mid-morning and then a break that could help those evening storms. I think we're going to have to worry about the evening hours, but we could see some strong to severe storms as early as the late afternoon into the evening and potentially the early nighttime hours. All of southern Wisconsin, but the best chance is actually going to be south of Janesville. So the latest Storm Prediction Center did shift that a little bit further south than what we had yesterday. Storms need to clear this morning, though. I still think we have some severe weather ingredients needed to support those storms that are going to be there as far as energy or instability, and also the moisture in the atmosphere. Dew points are going to surge close to 70 degrees. So although temperatures are only going to make it in the mid-70s, I'm forecasting a high of 76 today. We'll still have that criteria needed. A cap may limit those evening storms. What that is, that's a layer of warm air. If the storms can't break through that, we're not necessarily going to see severe weather. If they are able to be strong enough to break through that, that would increase our severe threat overall, where all modes of severe weather will be possible. So the next couple of hours still tracking morning storms, maybe a few spotty ones through the afternoon. I think we'll have dry time. And then as we head for the evening, this is looking at 6, 7 p.m. All those forming west of here and then tracking in. Waukesha, Milwaukee, those areas by about 10, 10:30, even 11. I think that could hold on until midnight, but for the most part, after that point in time, that severe threat will diminish. Still tracking spotty showers into Friday, though, and potentially even Saturday behind the low. This not going to be severe. The wind threat, hail, also heavy rain, where we could see 1 to 2 inches, maybe even 2 to 3 inches. That's more so focused on where that heavy rain is going to track down towards that Illinois-Wisconsin border, but the best chance of overall severe weather south of Janesville. But we still have that marginal lower level risk here locally, Madison all the way up north, marginal risk for most of the area. So that heaviest of the rain, like I mentioned, mainly going to track south of here. We could see 2 to 3 inches. Again, all modes of severe weather are possible. Make sure you have several ways to get watches and warnings. We'll have a recap coming up.
Savannah, thank you so much. And coming up in the morning sprint, what high-stakes conversations are taking place in the Middle East today?
First up, we want to say a happy birthday to Milan. Happy birthday, kiddo. Have a great one. We're back after this.
Sponsored by Three Bears Resort, Indoor Water Park and Conference Center in Warrens, Wisconsin.
I became a nurse to make lives better. Today, that's hard to do because of the open border. I've seen firsthand the damage that Kamala Harris caused as our country's borders are. Hospitals everywhere are overwhelmed, and American patients are paying the price. My patients are covering the healthcare costs for people here illegally while their own care is jeopardized. Kamala Harris is weak and dangerous.
Preserve America PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
It'll be raining cats and dogs again. Time to waterproof with Gorilla.
Waterproof with Gorilla?
Yeah!
Gorilla Waterproof Patch and Seal.
Of course.
Spray it, tape it, spread it, brush it to stop and prevent leaks. For the toughest jobs on planet Earth.
To stay on top of my game, I need to keep up my energy.
Cliff Bar is purposely crafted with 10 grams of protein and organic oats.
Because the more good you put in, the more great you get out.
Cliff, the most important ingredient is you.
Stop whitening your smile the old-fashioned way with strips and trays that can take 30 minutes to an hour. I'm Jonathan Greenhut, the CEO of PowerSwabs. When I met Dr. Ginniker and he introduced me to PowerSwabs and I saw how effective they were and how easy they were to use, I knew we had to share it with the world. PowerSwabs was clinically studied to whiten natural teeth as well as stain caps, crowns, and veneers. It's so effective, it works on stains caused by coffee, tea, red wine, and even smoking. For those of you who have that one stained tooth, PowerSwabs can target that area using swab precision.
The first time I tried it, I was so surprised. My husband was so excited that he wanted to run out and get it. And he said, I can't believe how white your teeth are. From that point on, I've been sold.
Order PowerSwabs and receive up to 50% off the retail price. And as an added bonus, get a free quick stick pen with your order. Dial the number on your screen or visit powerswabs.com today.
Everyone has their own idea of what fitness means to them.
Here's what it means to us. We believe fitness can be more than exercise, that it can build a better tomorrow. It can change how you feel. It can build more than muscle. It can build community. And no matter what your reason, the common goal is simple. It's for a better tomorrow. Join us for a better tomorrow.
MS-13 gang member here illegally, robbed a pregnant woman, then released, then executed a San Francisco family, another illegal, arrested, released, then killed this young boy with a sword, illegal immigrant, convicted, released, then violently fractured a woman's skull. Who released every one of them? Liberal DA Kamala Harris. The victim's blood is on her hands.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
First Warn Weather, keeping you ahead of the storms.
It's 6:54, time for the morning sprint.
The Biden administration says it's made deals for 10 of Medicare's most popular and expensive drugs that cost $50 billion a year. It will lower the price of drugs used to manage diabetes, blood cancers, and more. We're expecting to get some final drug prices from the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid later today.
Governor Tony Evers is asking a judge not to make changes to the state's only youth prison. This comes after a 16-year-old at Lincoln Hills allegedly killed a counselor there in June. Right now, staff cannot use pepper spray and are limited in their use of restraints due to a settlement. The GOP demanded Evers make changes to those rules, but Evers says doing so ignores the prison's history of abuse.
A Madison man is charged with hate crimes after police say he threatened students at UW. The report says that Lucas Nowak and another man last fall barged into a classroom. Nowak allegedly approached a student, asked if she was Saudi Arabian, and then said that he'd kill her. He is out of jail right now on bond and banned from UW campus. He has a status conference tomorrow morning.
The Bureau of Labor Statistics says inflation is at its lowest rate since March 2021. The July Consumer Price Index report showed price increases slowed to 2.9% year over year. That's down from its 2024 high of 3.4%. It's fueling optimism. The Fed could not cut rates. The Fed could cut rates as soon as its September meeting.
Ceasefire talks are supposed to resume in the Middle East today. There are conflicting reports, though, about whether Hamas will be a part of those conversations. It comes as Americans and Israelis are preparing for a potential attack from Iran. And just this morning, we have learned from the Gaza Health Ministry the number of Palestinians killed in the war has officially surpassed 40,000.
Hurricane Ernesto is strengthening. Overnight, the storm developed winds of up to 85 miles per hour. The storm is moving north-northwest and is forecasted to strengthen as it moves toward Bermuda. It could become a major hurricane by Friday morning.
All modes of severe weather will be possible as we head for later this evening. That alert day still in your forecast. Morning storms or morning showers not going to lead to any severe weather, but later in the day, we still could see that. We do have moisture, the right amount of storm energy or instability, if you will, to work with. It'll all depend on the morning round of short showers and storms. And then also what we could see if those storms could move through that cap.
All right. Well, Savannah, thank you so much for those updates.
We'll have a news and weather update in 30 minutes.